Yeah, so probably you've heard a statement from one of your mentors, one of your business coaches, or even the favorite people like Alex Amozi, Iman Gazi, Danko, trying to say to you that if you really want to scale your business from 0 to 100, especially at the start of it, you have to find the niche. My question to you now becomes, do you know what a niche is? If you already started your business, do you know what kind of niche you're serving? If you have no answer for that, I've got you covered, because in this video, what we're going to look at is how to find a niche, and by the end of it, I expect you to learn or understand what your niche is if you already started. If you haven't, you'll understand what a niche is and what niche you're going to be serving. So the second thing you're going to learn is why is it so important to have a niche? Then the other thing is, how are you going to find one? If you don't even understand what a niche is, if you're confused about this, by the end of this video, you'll know how to find one. And as a bonus for you, if you stay till the end, I'm going to give you a magic formula that is going to help you put all these finding a niche together so that you come up with that phrase statement that says money is in the niches. And if that sounds interesting, then let's get straight into the video. Let us start off with the first one. Yeah, so what is a niche? So if you ask me, if you came to me and you're like, yo Alan, what is a niche? Try to explain to me what a niche is in the simplest terms possible. This is what I would give you as an answer. So I'll say a niche is just a group of people with the same specific problem. Or to be more specific, a niche is a group of people with a specific problem. Yeah? So these people are supposed to be specific. Let me try and give an example of what I'm trying to mean. Yeah? So a specific group could be busy moms trying to lose weight from home in under 2 hours per week. Are you saying how that specific is? Because we have busy mom being a specific group of people with a general problem. Which problem is that? That is lose weight in 2 hours per week. That is a problem. Yeah? So if I'm to give you another example, I would say a group of people or a specific group of people could be solopreneurs, trying to earn $100 online without having an audience. Or it could be solopreneurs trying to make a living offline without having a bigger market. Yeah? So you have to understand what specific group of people are you trying to reach and what specific problem do they have in common. Yeah? And when you understand that, then my friend, you have what we call a niche. So don't go into deep research. Don't even stress yourself of taking months and months understanding your research. Just understand two things: a group of people who are specific, having the same specific problem. And if you have that, then you have what we call a niche. So now I believe you understand what a niche is. The second thing I promise you that you will have to learn in this whole video by the end is that you have to understand why is it so important for one to have a niche? Well, it's quite easy. The first reason why you need to have a niche is because niche equals focus, which equals to growth. So let me try and explain what this is, yeah, in simple terms. Remember niche, we said you have to have specific people with specific problems. This alone gives you that narrow focus, or the area of focus where you have give all your efforts to. So here you'll have busy moms trying to lose weight. That is as one circle of focus. If you're not dealing with busy moms and you're dealing with solopreneurs, you'll have solopreneurs trying to earn a living online. That's $100 online without having a massive audience. You see how focused you get to be. And how does the growth come in? I want you to imagine if you had a full circle, like let's say this is Earth, and in this Earth you have about busy moms plus solopreneurs. Okay? So you're trying to help these at once. Are you saying how hard it's going to be? Because each of this group of people have different specific problems, and whatever solutions you will have yourself will never be able to serve both these parties. Yeah, because trust me, this one might require a different ideology, a different system. This one will also require a different ideology, a different system to come up with those solutions. Yeah, but if your systems don't align with any of this, you're going to have reluctant growth. Yeah? So try to understand that the more focused you get to be, it's the faster growth that you're going to receive. Because with every solution, with every focus you get to put into helping these people, helping these specific people with their specific problems, it's going to be a specific solution. So niche equals to focus, which equates to growth. That is one reason. Now, the second reason as why you need to find a niche is because it is easier to stand out. I want you now to imagine yourself. Say let's take an example, solopreneurs. Trying to earn a living. That is $100 online without an audience. And for you come out in the audience and say, my problem statement is, I help solopreneurs grow. Do you know how many people, do you know how many coaches, do you know how many mentors are out there that help solopreneurs? So with a niche, it helps you to stand out. How? That you get to establish yourself as a person who is so specific that it is not just solopreneurs. Yeah, it's just like, it's like stairs. Yeah. So let's assume all these are solopreneurs. Yeah. And you come out and say, I help solopreneurs grow. Everyone helps solopreneurs in one or the other. But what gets you to stand out is, how are you helping solopreneurs stand out? And that becomes the number one reason that is going to help you stand out. Yeah. So it could be, maybe I help solopreneurs establish their presence online. That could be one way. Yeah. So you grab that step of ladder. So you stand out as ladder number one. Yeah? So if it is like that, maybe you can say, I help solopreneurs earn $100 online. That could be another step of ladder. Oh, I help solopreneurs with personal development. Yeah, that is another step of establishment, or establishing yourself as a standout, as a different person within the circle of all niches. Okay, so don't sleep on that. And now, finally, something that is still related to the previous explanation I've tried to make is that having a niche is going to help you attract the right people. And it is not only just the right people that you're going to attract, but you're going to attract the right people who are willing to pay. You understand? So basically, this is what gets to happen. This is the business market. Yeah. And you as a solopreneur, you get to present your skill. And this is the market for people you're trying to help. Yeah. So the more specific you're going to be, yeah. Remember the example I gave you, busy moms trying to lose weight, and your skill involves helping busy moms lose weight from home. Yeah. So remember, you have the fact that you are so specific with a group of people you're going to help. It is going to help you come up with a specific solution to that group of people, and the intersection point of them. That is where the money is going to come in. Yeah. So I think by now it makes sense that if you get to niche down, you're going to attract the right people who fit the right solution you have, and that's where the money is going to come in. So you're going to attract people who are willing to bring in more money, not just attracting everyone. Okay, I hope that's clear. So by now, this is also clear, I would want to guess. And in the comment section, I want you to let me know, are you finding this interesting? Are you finding this valuable? If you are, please consider hitting the like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more great videos just like this. But now, let's get to the meat of the video. And that is, how do we get to find a niche? Yeah? Now, probably there are two methods of how to get to find a niche. And the first one is the in-looking method. So basically, the in-looking method, in other words, it could be the self-assessment method. And there are probably a few questions that you can ask yourself as far as in-looking method is, or self-assessment methods. And one, it could be, what am I naturally good at? What are you naturally good at? It could be by naturally you're good at talking to people. Naturally, you're good at selling. Naturally, you're good at giving massage. Naturally, you're good at gymnastics. Naturally, you're good at coaching. Yeah? Naturally, you're good at teaching. So find exactly within you, what is it that you're naturally good at? And that is one question you have to ask if you're to take on the in-looking method or the self-assessment method. And the second question would be, ask yourself, what is it that people come to me asking for help for? I remember back then when I was still doing when I was studying, people would come to me later and ask me for solutions as far as computer repair is concerned, computer system maintenance is concerned. Yeah. So if I knew this back then, I would be charging them and I would be earning a lot of money. Yeah. So the fact that I didn't have this whole knowledge of understanding what a niche is, it means I just let all that money go in waste. So Ask yourself, what is it that people come asking help for from you? It could be help, maybe teaching them. It could be help, maybe taking them through the singing drills. It could be help of maybe helping them straight. It could be help of, showing them the way forward. Yeah. So understand these two questions. Finally, the other thing, or the other question I've come to learn of recent, I learned it from Naval Ravikant. He said, ask yourself, what is it that feels like play to you, but feels like work to others? And my friend, if you get to crack that one question, because most people hate work, but if what they hate is just play to you as a person, trust me, there you have the right niche, because people are willing to pay you for what they hate. And if what they hate is just play to you or just feels like a random obvious thing to you, then you have yourself a good niche. So don't sleep on that question. Now let's look at the second method. Now the second method is the outlooking method. So with this method, I would like to refer it as outlooking, but for those of you who feel like this is not a fancy word or a fancy term, then you can call it market assessment method. So this is where you go deep in the market and ask, what is it that the market is trying to achieve? What is it that is there in the market? Yeah. So to me, or for me, the first questions that would come in my mind to guide me on what to look out for in the market would be, so to me, the first thing I would come out to, or the first question that would come into my mind when I'm trying to assess the market would be, for that I want to do, are there people that are willing to spend or pay for it? Say for instance, you're good at teaching and you're good at teaching business. Are there people that are willing to pay for your services as a business teacher? Are there people that are willing to pay for your service as a business coach? Because if there are, then you've got yourself a niche. You've got yourself a money making niche. So don't sleep on that. Now, the second question would be, is there real competition in the market? Do you have competitors out there in the market trying to do exactly what you want to do? Why is this question so important? It is so important to the fact that if you have competitors, it means that what you want to do is proven. It is working in the market. It is demanding, like it has demand out there in the market. The fact that it has demand, then it gives you all the answers. It gives you all the goal, all the green light to go all in on doing it, because you wouldn't want to do something that has never been done. You wouldn't want to do something that doesn't demand for, that the market doesn't demand for. Yeah. So is there competition in the market? And if there is, then go do that. There are various ways you can beat around the competition. And I understand people say, don't look for a competitive market. That's a red ocean. That is a word. But within the red oceans, if you're good enough, yeah, with this bonus magic formula I'm going to give you, the competition will cease to exist, because this magic formula gets to help you beat the competition that there is in the market. So understand, are there people willing to spend for what you're willing to do, or on what you're willing to offer to them? And lastly, is there competition in the market? So when you have those two questions in the market assessment or the outlooking method, then my friend, you have yourself a niche. Lastly, the last example, maybe last question that would help me assess the market would be, is there potential for growth? So it is one thing to have people spend on it, like spend on what you want to do or spend on what you want to offer. It is also another thing that there is competition, but is there potential for growth? Yeah. It doesn't make sense for you to come into business and run your business for like 1 month, and that is it. So for the geniuses out there, the most successful entrepreneurs out there, they understood that on this statement. In fact, if you can reach all these two previous questions and focus on whether there is potential for growth for that niche or that service you want to offer, you're going to get far ahead into business. Because if there's potential for growth, that means your business will keep on growing, keep on growing, keep on growing. With those two methods and the three questions of how to assess each of the methods, you will help, or you'll be in position to find yourself a niche. I hope I'm clear about that. If I'm confusing, if there's something that you don't understand, just let me know in the comment section. Maybe I'll help you out and break it a bit further. Yeah. So let the conversation of confusion be down in the comment section. I'll help you clarify that. Now we are left with a magic formula. By now, you've understood what a niche is, why it's so important to have one, and how to have one. But remember previously, we said there's one question that said you have to assess if there's competition. Now, most of you got worried, but let me give you a formula that is going to help you overcome all this. Yeah, it's like if you're in the there's this term, the red ocean, or if you're in a competitive market, what most geniuses or experts call a red ocean, there are ways you can find a blue ocean within those competitive markets. And the only formula, yeah, that I'm going to give you is a niche finder formula. We call it niche finder formula. Don't be scared. This has nothing to do with mathematical equation like X, Y, Z, but it is more, it has to do more with simple lines of words or lines of code that I myself still pin on the wall. So I'm going to write them here, then try to explain to you. As I told you, this formula has nothing to do with mathematical equation X, Y, Z and numbers, but it's just a couple of lines of statements that are going to help you. So this is the whole formula. Yeah. So I help who with what problem so they can achieve desired result. Yeah. So let me try and break down this formula. Yeah. So I help who. The who, remember the niche? That will be, so let me just even make this. So the who becomes your target audience. Or your potential customers. Remember the examples I gave you in the previous step, that busy moms trying to lose weight from home in 2 hours per week. That is the who. So here we said busy moms trying to lose weight. We also have solopreneurs trying to earn $100 online without a massive audience. Yeah? So, what problems do they get to? Huh? So, with what problems? Now, the what problem becomes that you want to solve. So, what problem? It can be lose weight without gym membership. It could be earn $100 online without audience. It could be make $1,000 with AI. Yeah? So the problem becomes that the clients want, that specific problem. Yeah? I think now it's starting to add up. Yeah. What a niche is specific people with specific problems. So the who is the specific people. The what problem is the specific problem you want to solve, and the desired result. What is it that they want to achieve? Huh? So they want, desired results basically stand for what is it that they want to achieve. They want to achieve fitness if they're busy moms. Fitness without spending a dime. Yeah? If it is solopreneurs, they want to make money. It could be freedom, financial freedom. It could be scale businesses. It could be, if it's busy moms, look beautiful. Yeah? So, amidst all the competitive market, or amidst all the competition out there, if you could use this formula, trust me, you will have a couple of people that are going to come to you. And remember, as one of the reasons why we said it is so important for you to have a niche is they're going to come to you, and those people are going to be the real target audience that are willing to pay for what you have to offer. So if there's one task I want you to take, or if there's one thing I want you to take from all these sessions, is that get to understand this niche finder formula. It is going to help you make a lot of money out of niche. Yeah. So next time you hear of your business mentor, coaches trying to tell you, find a niche, because money is in the niches. Basically, this is what they're trying to make you understand, or this is what they want you to understand. Yeah. Get to understand who you're trying to serve, like specific people with specific problems. Understand what they want to have, and that alone takes you back to the other question. This is your expertise or skill And this is the market or your target audience. Yeah. So money is here. Specific people, specific problem, and people. This is your specific solution. Yeah. That targets this specific problem. And that point where they get to meet is where the money is. So next time you hear the statement, money is in the niches, this is what they're trying to understand. And I hope this gives to serve a clear explanation whenever you hear the word. Niche down, get to find a niche, go down and look for a niche, research your niche, and it's no longer now confusing. So lastly, we've got that covered. So with that being said, I'll get to see you in the next one. Sign out.